Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, if you're new. I want to talk about filters. I want to talk about filters because you know what? They're not all bad. And I'm not just talking about the ones, I'm holding my little like record remote. I'm not just talking about let me put this down. I'm not just talking about the ones that are like puppy ears. You know what I mean? Obviously, when we talk about filters, a lot of people, first thing that pops up, skin smoothing, okay? Oh my God. No, I'm fine. I just thought I wasn't wearing blush, but I am, I'm fine. Skin smoothing. We're used to seeing the skin smoothing filters, okay? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, obviously. TikTok is a big one. Skin smoothing filters all up in that. I guess we could Photoshop has always been around. It's always been a thing. It's probably always been a thing on video, like in Hollywood and stuff. Snapchat, I would say it's your fault for making it so accessible. And then obviously Instagram for copying them and so on and so on. But here's the thing, it's not all bad. And I want to explain to you why. We need to talk a little bit about what our eyes actually see versus what a camera sees and how different all of those lenses are. So for instance, today, right now, obviously you are not in front of me in person. I am using what lens is this? So I'm filming on a Canon EOS R, if that means anything to anybody. And my lens is a Canon 24 to 105 millimeter zoom lens. So I'm gonna zoom you in real deep, which I do often. Ugh. So let's see. So I don't know enough about the actual science of this topic. All I know is that when I am putting myself on camera for everyone to see, I don't use a filter. Obviously I'm using flattering lighting. So, I'm not actively trying to make myself look horrible. I like to light myself a certain way so that you can see everything, but also so that I feel comfortable on camera, right? I'm not gonna light myself just from above. Not so flattering. When I'm on camera and I'm showing you these like deep close-ups, you are seeing something that most people who are talking to me in person are not seeing. No one is ever gonna be like all up in my face like this, except like my boyfriend, probably. I'm showing you these close-ups so that you can see how everything is going to look to you, because I think that that's really important. Those details are really important. So you're gonna see all the like crepiness underneath my eyes. You're gonna see those little like flecks of blue that fell down from my eyeshadow because I was not careful blending today. I didn't film this, I was just playing. You're gonna see all those little like fine lines and texture and all of that stuff. In real life, it's probably something more like that. It's probably something more like that. So you're still seeing skin texture and all of those things, but all of those tiny little like things that we would consider imperfections, you're not really seeing, you're not really noticing. That's something that I actually struggle with because I often will film myself doing some kind of makeup and then go maybe to an event or some kind of whatever. And when I receive compliments on the makeup that I'm wearing in person, I am used to looking at it in the monitor. So I am focused on all of those little imperfections that I'm seeing like super zoomed through a camera lens, okay? The people are seeing me in person and they're like, what are you talking about? No, your under eyes look fabulous. And I'm like, lies. So that's something to keep in mind, is that like these camera lenses, depending on different cameras, what they're trying to achieve, how detailed it is, whatever. If it's a prime lens versus a zoom lens, they're going to pick up different details. Which brings me to this motherfucker right here. Ooh, not Beyonce. iPhones. The iPhone. I don't know why they do this. I guess it's for like landscapes and stuff. Specifically iPhones. I don't have enough experience with Samsungs. My boyfriend has one, and I've noticed that his like photos always look so much more, they just look more flattering in general. iPhones do this thing where they are trying so hard to create that detail. They want that detail so bad. They want every little peak and valley. And girl, not so flattering when it's a face, okay? So I'm gonna take a picture of myself Not with the front camera, with the back camera, so we get that detail. Added a few different zoom levels so that you can see the difference. And then I'll pop them. I'll pop them up in here. Oh, I don't know if I want to be that zoomed out. That's kind of crazy. All right, but I guess let's just do it for the experiment. Oh my God, 2 times is so bad. 3 times, which is just rude. This is honestly rude. 3 times is rude. Am I even? I'm not even. Oh my God. This is so awful. All right. Okay, so this is 0.5. Wait, right? 0.5 times. If we zoom in pretty deep, you can see like it's just not zoomed in enough. It's not close enough to be able to pick up the detail. So it's looking a little bit pixelated. And therefore like softened as we zoom in. Here is 1. So this is a little bit closer to true to life, I would say. There's a bit of like sharpening that's happening underneath my eyes, some texture on my cheeks. You know, just there's certain areas where it's like starting to pick up that contrast and really like accentuate those areas that are not so flattering. But for the most part, I would say it's the closest to true to life for the iPhone. Okay. Next up, we have 2 times, which not super far off from the 1 zoom or whatever, but you can see like, for instance, it really picks up the details in the eyes, which is really nice, and the details in the light of the eyeshadow, and those like individual brow hairs. However, it's also sharpening those like lines underneath my eyes like really, really hard. Like, look at that. Now, if you're looking at me like this, you're not noticing that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not seeing that. You can see that like 2 times, really, really, really accentuating those highlights on the lip gloss, on the eyeshadow, but that sharpness is translating also to the other areas of my face that have contrast. So it's really accentuating those lines and that little like fallout and stuff underneath there, pores and such. And then we have 3, oh, hi. And then we have 3 times, which is honestly just like so rude. I mean, you know, it's just even more amped up. We have so much more contrast, so much more of that like defined texture of the skin, which is just like so unflattering for a portrait. Also, like the color is a little off. The closer that you get, it becomes a lot more like green, and kind of like dead looking. Like, I know I'm olive, but I'm not that dead. I feel like that is pretty spot on. My personal opinion, because I come across a lot of this stuff, especially on the short form, I was gonna say venues. What is that? What is that? Platforms? Venues? I do think that people feel incentivized to use the smoothing filters on things like TikTok, because when they are trying to film on their phone, which is what it's for, you know, TikTok will push all of those apps, TikTok Reels, all of them, they will push your content more to more people if you are filming in-app, if you are editing in-app. Now, if you're using your phone, like most of my TikToks and stuff, I'm editing and filming, well, not editing, I'm filming on my camera, and then I'm just editing it down and posting it like that, so that, you know, whatever, it's easier for me. If you're filming on your phone, then you have almost no choice but to turn on a smoothing filter, because it is not going to be a good representation of what you actually look like, and you're probably not going to want to put it out there. Wait, how do you turn on a filter? I actually don't even know how to do that. Effects? This one? No, that's the girl. Oh, I'm so confused. Retouch. Here we go. Ready? So we're smoothed now. We're smoothed. So when I zoom, I'm still getting that texture, but it's all even, it's all smoothed out. And when I'm really zoomed out, look how sickeningly smooth my skin looks. Ew, I really don't like the way it looks. But I will say that this looks better than that. So one of the reasons that I wanted to make this video, just like a little example of everything that's going on the internets and also on our phones. I personally don't use filters. I don't like them. I used to use them, and then I kind of just got to the point where I was like, why am I doing this? This is so upsetting. Like, I want to see skin texture. And I think I realized that by looking at other people who were using them, and realizing probably some of the biggest like moments of like aha moments were when, you know, you see people online and then you see them in person and their makeup doesn't look bad. It looks beautiful, but it doesn't look the way that it does in person or online because they're using a smoothing filter or they're editing the F out of themselves, which, you know, that being said, I do think that there is so much like vitriol for people who do use filters, and I don't think that that's necessary. I think that that kind of thing is just going to create like a further division between people who do and people who don't, and then like you need to pick a team. It's kind of like, I don't know, plastic surgery, women who get plastic surgery. I've talked about this before. It's a very complicated topic for me because I have many different feelings about it, but I've come to the conclusion that you shouldn't be judging other people's choices without understanding them. So I wanted to make this little video to help some people who might like hate filters just understand a little bit more why people might be using them. Now I don't have a solution unless iPhone is gonna, you know, unless these smartphones are gonna kind of come out with, I don't know. Dude, there's so many cameras back here already. Like how many cameras am I gonna have? Okay? The whole back is gonna be cameras. And then we'll have one that will like capture true portraits or whatever. That seems like the only solution. For now, I just want you to know that if you do use filters because of all of these things, you're not crazy, you're not alone, and it's also not a bad reason to use them. And if you're super against using filters, then like I'm proud of you. And I think that the more that we understand that we all, like these iPhones are just like against our skin, like they're really just trying to make us look our worst, we can rally against that and petition for a better camera that will capture true skin tone, texture, without making us look like whatever the hell I just saw in there. That's it for this video, just a PSA. I wanted to chat with you guys. I'd love to hear what your opinions are of this. On this topic. Maybe you're like hard one way, hard the other way. Maybe you're like me and you're right in the middle. And what are your solutions? I don't know. How do you deal with it affecting you mentally? Because I do know that it's a problem for all of us to compare ourselves to other people who are using these filters and then looking at our makeup or just our bare faces and thinking like, well, I don't look like that. It's a touchy topic, but I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up and subscribe and things, and I will see you next time. These are from Amazon. They were super cheap. I'll link them down below. Did you just hear my wrist crack? That was horrible. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Wow, I really need to wash my brushes.